How you doing, everyone? It is the Get Loud podcast with Jinx and Smook, presented by SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. I haven't had breakfast. You know what I'm hungry for?
Well, tell me what it is, brother.
The McRib, because it's back.
Hey, first of all, happy Born Day, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Happy Pamper Day, brother. You know what? At the end of the day, people don't understand as we get older, the birthdays are kind of different, my friend. What about you? How do you feel? What happened? Bring us up to speed, Jinx.
I hit 50.
All right.
That's a hard one.
Happy century, half century.
Half century. That sounds so much worse.
Hey, listen to me. Do you remember we was young and we was like, man, by 50, I'm going to be married.
You don't even think about it.
Listen, 50 years old. It's 40 the new 50. See, I never bought into that. Now, I think we get better and look younger than our parents did while they're 50 years old. Yeah. But it's 40 the new 50. You just feel 50.
Oh, that would mean 50 is a new 60. I hope not. 50 is a new 60. I'm about to die.
You only getting better with time, man.
I appreciate you, man.
What's your obsession with the McRib?
I love the McRib.
It changed your life.
Bro, let me tell you. And I know what people say. They're like, do you know what's in that? I'm like, listen, you know what is in every fast food item? Like, you're like, do you know what's in a McRib? Do you know what's in the Big Mac or filet of fish? None of it's great.
The funny part about it, I don't order the Big Mac. Like, it's my favorite sandwich. Mm-hmm. But when I go to McDonald's, which I call AKA McDowell's, I go in and I ask for the Big Mac. And the McDonald's that I go to, they so used to me because I don't like Big Mac sauce. But I love the sandwich, so I get mayo instead, turning it into the Big Mac sandwich. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, because you like me, you love mayonnaise. I do too.
I love mayonnaise. Man.
I do too.
I'm not afraid to say it. Mayo is one of them things that people like closet love. That don't nobody want to just tell the world, hey, I love mayo. You know, not
people hate it. People hate it.
People hate it. I don't know why with a passion, but hey, go to McDonald's, tell them you want a Big Mac sandwich with mayo on it. Now, the McRib, I used to be, especially when we were young, I couldn't wait for the McRib to come out.
Yeah.
Then I made my own. And then I found out that, you know what? Mine tastes better than the original. So that's when I fell out of favor with the McRib. But you have a small addiction to it that you got McRib socks and sweaters.
Back in the day, McDonald's used to send me a box, and I mean a box of McRib stuff. I'm talking like I have a sweater with a McRib on it. Yeah. I've got a McRib plate. I've got a McRib puzzle. I got a McRib calendar. And McDonald's, they don't do this anymore, but back in the day, they would send me a sealed letter, personalized letter with a wax seal.
Yeah.
And the McDonald's M to close the envelope. It was every year this happened.
Well, how did they find out about your addiction with the McRib?
I would put it on Twitter, and then one day they found out about it, and they started emailing me like, hey, you love the McRib.
Let's hook
you up. And so that's the only thing I've ever gotten from an endorsement.
You could have got $1 million if you
I got McRib.
You got McRib. You got free McRib sandwiches all over America. When you could have got $1 million for endorsing them. I would have loved to see you on a commercial biting the McRib, talking about I'm loving it.
Well, we got a feast on the Rams this weekend.
Yeah, little ram meat.
Little ram meat.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had ram meat? What's the weirdest meat you've ever had before we get into this?
Well, compared to a ram, I've eaten goat.
Okay.
All right, so I think that's the closest comparison you can get to ram meat. Don't think I've ever purely had ram meat, but if you let me in the woods with a fork, a knife, and a lighter, I will come back with ram meat.
I believe you.
I'm just What about you? Ram meat?
I don't know. I've never had ram meat.
But you have gator?
I've had gator. I've had venison. I'm trying to think of something else. I'm probably not as, I guess my palate probably hasn't been expanded as much as yours.
What about squirrel?
You've had squirrel?
Of course I've had squirrel.
No, I have had. Is it good?
You know what? The meat is so fine.
That doesn't sound good.
No. It's good, but don't think you're finna just take big chunks of meat from a squirrel.
Is it very thin, like?
Very thin, very gamey.
Yeah.
You know, some people like to make squirrel soup and stuff like that, but I always tell people, I'm never shocked with the animal people eat because we eat what the environment bears. So if you live in Colorado, you probably eat moose sometime.
Yeah.
Anna, you know what I'm saying? So you eat what the land bears.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the Rams, first of all, we all know Sean McVay used to be here clearly.
Yeah.
He's done a really good job this year.
He's been great.
He's been great considering the talent on that roster. It looked like they were going to be terrible, 6-7 right now.
Yeah.
What sort of individual matchups are you looking forward to?
Offensive line versus the best defensive tackle of our generation with Aaron Donald. All right, well, that's the thing about this Rams roster. It's very high end. Right?
And then there's a drop off.
No,
Yeah.
then it's a middle, and then they got this youth movement, like with the Puka Nakuras of the world, and they got a youth movement. And remember, this was the team that say
F them picks, remember that?
F them first rounders.
Yep.
Right? So at the end of the day, now they're having that big. Let's start to slowly rebuild, reshape, and rebake. But what they do got is a quarterback that didn't run the Super Bowl. Yep. One of the best D tackles to ever play the game. They got 2 receivers that can't nobody seem to slow down, and they got the mad scientist in McVay that's in there drawing all this stuff up. They will be a problem. They was a problem for the Ravens, all right? Yeah. They was a problem for pretty much every team they played. So this going to have to be a team. Not only do you got to have the matchups you need to win it. So the question is, Lawson at center this week, what we doing? Who's going head-to-head with this guy? And can we finally zero in on the 1 or 2, 3 people that we must stop, and can we address that and stop them?
Aaron Donald, I just want to get your thoughts on him.
Yeah.
Because when you say generational, that's not hyperbole.
No.
No, this is a generational.
Here go a little gem, a little dirty gem I got. If you look at the players, and that's why I love Mississippi State. Coach Sherrill was my coach. Everybody know Coach Sherrill. That's the general. All right, at the end of the day, teams that he usually coach and places he usually coach, we don't bring quantity, we bring quality. Well, he used to coach at Pitt. Won a national championship at Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at Pitt players for the last 15, 20 years, you're talking about LaShawn McCoy.
Larry Fitzgerald.
You're talking about Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah. All right, one of the best wide receivers of all the time. You're talking about Aaron Donald, one of the best D tackles of all the time. So that Pitt, school, don't put out many.
But the ones they do, oh, my God.
They're going to be Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
Cusp Yellow Jacket guys, so I have to give kudos. Because people would say, who's winning that battle between Pitt and Penn State?
Right.
I'm going to go with Pitt. Right? Because if I put an all-Pitt team together from the last 20 years, and I know all the first
Dan Marino back in the day?
Mean Joe Green. So what I'm saying, if I put an all-Pitt team together, I'm convinced they would beat a Penn State team out of the last 20 years, which going to have LeVar and Courtney Brown and Michael Parsons and all these guys. But come on, man. Do not sleep on Pitt.
That's a good point. Every now and then, if you look back, like you're saying, over a few decades, you're like, that guy went to Pitt? That guy went to Pitt?
That guy went to Pitt. It's always Pitt. Always pushes something out. Always. And it's always high quality. And I don't think Aaron Donald gets his love all the time because he's one of those, I'm just going to go do my work and go home type of fellas. Don't really have to sell himself. Getting towards the end, the thing is, I always wonder with players, especially with greatness, we rarely retire with the team that drafted us.
Yeah.
Can you see him in another uniform? Because at one point, he's going to be like, I don't want the rebuild anymore.
He almost didn't come back. Now, he got paid.
Yeah.
But when he said he was ready to walk away, I believed him.
Yeah.
I don't think that was just a negotiating point. He feels like a guy that when he's done, he doesn't need to go and won't go elsewhere.
No, you know what? I can see him ending it in maybe a Ravens uniform.
Oh, yeah. One more shot.
One more, because everybody gets to them last couple of years and say, you know what, I'm finna go to a team that's ready to bake and ready to win a championship. I can see him becoming a Raven or something. I don't see him jumping from there to Seattle or something like that. I think he's going to go somewhere that is evidently I'm the missing piece to getting this done.
I always find that fascinating, too, when you think of someone's career and you forget, like, Emmitt Smith ended with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Joe Montana ended with the Chiefs.
Jerry with the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle, which was crazy.
Did Reggie White put on another jersey?
I don't know if he did or not.
So Deion ending with us.
Yeah.
Washington, it's always blown away by, I only remember you as this.
Yeah.
But no, I was actually this too. So it happens. It's part of it.
The key matchup, at least one of the key matchups, certainly going to be that passing offense of the Rams against his Commander secondary. Yeah. And you mentioned, we know Cooper Kupp, but Puka Nacua, I believe went to Washington and graduated from BYU. And 5th-round draft pick, he's been awesome.
No, he's been awesome, and it just shows McVay because he looks like a common copy of Cooper Kupp. He looks like an updated version. Here go the iPhone 1, and here go the 10. And it ain't just what they do, Father, it's their athletic ability. It's the plays and how he wants to attack people that they understand. And I'm sure he was blown away by getting a rookie like Nakua who can say, you know what? I see what you want me to do, and I can go put it on the field. It's a difference in that, and I think that's why Nakua is getting all the looks he's getting. And don't forget, they still got the gunslinger Matthew Stafford.
One of the toughest quarterbacks in the NFL.
And most people would never give Matthew Stafford their props.
I get it early on.
Yeah.
He would struggle. He played with the Lions, but he was playing with a broken back. Oh.
Everything. Wouldn't miss a game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But to them, in their eyes, when I say Matthew Stafford, they think mediocrity.
Yes.
I don't.
No.
I think high-end quarterback finally got a chance, won a Super Bowl, and got hurt afterwards. And, just like Joe Flacco-Verde. Now, I get Joe Flacco-Verde all the problems. But, boy, 38 years old, coming off his couch doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a renaissance right there. Renaissance man.
Remember the whole Joe Flacco, is he elite? Remember that back in the day?
Well, you remember he signed his new contract and went to McDowell's. He went to McDonald's, right? I'm sure he got the McRib that day.
I bet he did. All the McRibs he wanted.
All the I know you just want to walk outside right now and it just start raining McRibs.
I would love it. So, clearly, Commanders coming off a bye week. Rams coming off a difficult overtime loss to the Ravens. So, if you're the Commanders, Rams going to be a little beat up. But when you're in a tough spot like this team is, does it help you that you had a bye week to get yourself together?
Yes,
or
it does.
Does it? Well, I was going to say, or does it hurt you because you're stewing about everything?
Yeah, man. You know what? Just get away. I don't care if you go home, where the town you from, and take it slow, or whatever you need to do. Just get away from it mentally because it can bog you down.
Yeah.
Like, especially as a football player, because that's all you see. You turn on the TV, you see yourself getting burnt. You turn the TV off. Now you're getting burnt in your mind. It's just to step away. Now, we got two different situations. We got one team coming off a fifth quarter. You never want to come off a fifth quarter playing a team that's coming into a bye week. One is rested. One had to play an extra quarter. We might have to slow down practice. One of them, I'm trying to speed practice up.
Yeah.
So, and the other side, with the Washington team, we just want to get back on the field and get that nasty taste out of our mouth.
Yeah.
And it's another week, and I'll say this, because if you look at that Miami film like the way I broke it down, they, on defense, Coach Rivera simplified stuff, and they actually, beside a couple big plays, played pretty good. Now you give him a bye week and another week to help install and them to know what he wants to do. I wouldn't be shocked if they came out and played the best defensive ball game of the year this game.
We're going to pay some bills, but I got more questions for you.
Yeah, come on. You can bring the questions on and play bills at the same time.
Oh, let's do both.
All right.
Let's start with Honda. Come on, guys.
Why not?
Honda. You love Honda.
Yep.
You got to feel the power of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid, Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet. Find adventure in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, their most rugged SUV ever, or experience the thrilling performance of the fun to drive Honda Civic with an available turbocharged engine. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you. See your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, you know what? We was talking earlier, talking to Anna about, Gen Z.
Yeah.
Us.
Yep.
And now this new generation. And, when we think of Honda, we think of like 1,000 products.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Like
an engine or a motorcycle.
First thing came to my mind was motorcycle. You remember?
Yes.
Motorcycle.
Kawasaki.
And then you got weed eaters. You got like drones. Like it ain't nothing Honda don't do.
That's
like
true.
when I think of Honda, my generation, Honda does everything. You want a helicopter, man? I might need to call Honda. I don't
That's
know.
true.
They might make helicopters. I don't know. But when I think of Honda, it's bigger than I think the
That's a
new
good point.
generation thinks.
For sure.
Yeah.
Millennials are like, oh, it's a Civic. The Uber will be here in 3 minutes.
Yeah. They don't care. And it just happened to be a Honda.
Right. What about RTS? We love RTS.
Yeah, why not?
Recycle Track Systems, transforming the way commercial businesses and communities manage waste and recycling. They combine the power of AI with premium customer service to optimize waste pickup schedules, ensuring timely and efficient collections to keep our neighborhoods cleaner and greener. Visit RTS.com to learn more about how they can help your business manage waste more responsibly.
I'm shocked you didn't get on my shirt because it's the color of Manila wafers and it's the color of like a Manila folder.
I like it. Looks good.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm shocked you didn't get on my you like cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying? I'm just shocked. It works.
I haven't heard a Manila wafer or Manila folder reference
You
in a
remember
long time.
Manila
But absolutely.
I still
Use them.
I still use them in like my office.
I still have some folders too, yeah.
I'll be like, I pull a Manila. I'll be like, tell my kid, get that Manila folder number 19 out there. What is this? Like, it's totally a different.
Where's the title of my home?
Yeah.
Well, look in the home folder right here.
That's what I'm saying. That's when you know we became our parents.
Oh, I know.
Do you remember how hard we fought not to do that? I remember my mama punished me one time and I was like, I never do my kids like this. Not ever in my life will I do these things. Only to do these things. I find myself feeling old with my kids because I try not to take them shopping with me because that was my mama good way of doing things.
Yeah.
So when I take them shopping with me and they'd be like, Dad, let me get this. And I'd be like, no, that's too much. like nah, then it'll hit me right in the back of my head like, son, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You are. Because I'm like, you don't need that. You know you don't need that. Christmas coming up. That's my excuse for like 4 months. Like, my kids start asking me stuff for like at Halloween. I'm like, nah, Christmas coming up. Like, I blame everything on Christmas. And therefore, I find myself turning into my parents.
It's tough. You know what hit me, and I'm glad I got past it, was when I finally went pure streaming. Like, I got a Fire Stick or a Roku instead of having cable, because I had all those cable boxes around my house, and I was like, cable? How can you get rid of cable?
I'm addicted. I have a cable addiction. I've been trying to find a counselor. A cable
it's
counselor.
hard.
Hey, listen to me. I tried, because my kids were like, we don't need this. You the only one watch TV. We watch streaming services. They were like, try it for a month. I tried it for a month.
You couldn't do it?
I had the cable man back over there in 23 days.
Did you really?
And then when I got it back, I was like, I don't need this. But I cannot. Like, how am I going to catch my live stuff? They like, yeah, you can use that. No.
Yeah.
No. All right, it's something about just hitting that box on, the weather right there.
Yeah.
You know, familiar faces.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I had lost a part of me when cable would stay, when I took cable away from me. And that shows that I'm old. That shows that I'm old. And I'm fine with that.
Right.
It's a privilege to get gray hairs.
Hey, sometimes there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? I like this, and I'm just going to roll with this. It reminds me, one of my favorite stories is a buddy of mine. This guy played football at Tulsa. Big dude, right? So we were getting drinks next door. It was a long time ago. And I walk in next door. This is after work late. And this big dude played on the defensive line is holding a Cosmo.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, no, I know a lot of defensive line and offensive line.
And I looked at him, and now I was like, and before I said anything, he goes, Mr. Jenkins,
yeah,
I'm a 40-year-old man. I drink whatever I want. And I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah, because he
yes,
seen you looking at
and
it.
I was like, yes. But I love that attitude, which is like, you know what? I've gotten to a certain age. I'm going to do this.
So at the end of the day, I'm one of the people, I clearly see it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I embrace the fact that you have to get older. You have to do things a certain way. And I am fine with that. I like what I like.
Yeah.
Not mad to say it. Raised by good people.
No doubt about that. So let's talk about electronics, cable. Sean McVay had a problem with his heads, or the communication between himself and Matthew Stafford at the end of that game against the Ravens, where Matthew Stafford couldn't hear the play. They had an extra timeout. They had to call a timeout because they didn't want to delay a game penalty, so they had to kick a field goal instead of maybe getting a game-winning TD.
Yeah.
You were in a situation where you didn't get the call,
or
you didn't know what was going on based on lack of communication, and you're just out there kind of free-flowing it?
It's so funny. It's been happening before I got in the NFL. After I got in the NFL, it's so funny how it only happened to the away team. It ain't never the home team.
That's a good point.
All right, so at the end of the day, these are these Neanderthal tricks of the trade. All right, these are the edges that teams try to get. These are the things that just happen. Abracadabra. All right, and like. It's been this way since I was playing.
Yes.
Can't talk on the headphone. Can't talk to London. London called the plays. So the thing about it is communication is everything. And unlike most sports, we have to communicate every play. Behind every play, before every play. So if the communication is going out, it's a true blackout. Now we started to use sign language. All right, we can only use sign language so a quarter piece before we have to change it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the other team sideline is looking at our sign language. So we change it as the quarter go, just like the quarterback does. Now, look at this. You're talking head coach who's the offensive mastermind and the quarterback. They can't even do offense. They can't even get it rolling.
Oh, yes, that's true,
They can't identify anything. Now, they got to run the play in 1966 Ray Nitschke style and get the wide receiver to run the play in to the quarterback, talk in the huddle, tell everybody. It just took all your checks away.
Yeah.
It simplified the game. And now you have to play in a way that you cannot be ahead of the sticks. So is it a setback? Oh, yes, because communication is everything in this game. Now, why does it always happen to the away team? I leave that to your imagination.
Right.
But it happens all the time. Not the first, not the last.
What stands out to your mind when we're talking about gamesmanship?
Yeah.
It could be anything. It could be a coin flip. Could be a play not getting in, getting out, a referee doing something.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to call anyone in specific. I'm just saying, one time you saw something during the game, you're like,
Oh, we do it all the time at defensive back because I hold you. If they don't call it, it didn't happen.
Right.
Oh, I'm talking all kind of trash. You would never get away from me. I just gave you 7 years in jail. All right? Just talking. Because guess what? Have you ever seen this? In DBs, we do it so much. Where dude beat us by like 10 yards. And then the quarterback will overthrow it. And then we'll be like,
that always gets me. I'm like, bro, I was like, if that pass is made on the mark, you're getting burned.
But guess what?
And this guy's like,
If was a fifth, we'll be drunk. All right? That ain't the way it goes, baby. He did not complete that pass, and I'm the reason why. But it was Jesus all along. He blew that wind in the ball. But guess what? Us as corners, we don't care because we won that. I run that down.
Yeah.
My job is try to win all 65 downs. I got to go against you. And if overthrowing the part of it, so be it. But we're going to talk that and have those edges. In football, whatever I can get away with didn't happen. If I held you, offensive linemen basically hold every play.
They do. It's just a matter of if we're going to call it or not.
If the ref don't call it or not. But to them, I'm dominating you, holding you accountable. But at the end of the day, it's that gamesmanship. I'm trying to one-up you. Oh, I know he liked this dig route, so I'm going to cheat by playing 2 yards inside. Force them to have to run that dig route over top of me. I just found a cheat code, but it's legal. Right?
Yeah.
From me studying. All right, so it's all kind of, and that's why I get so fine line. Well, if I got to play against Randy Moss, I don't need no mental edge.
Right.
I need a physical edge, meaning I need a physical safety over my head.
I need some help.
I need help. Like, listen, I have been in the game and been like, you know what? 911. I need your help. It's a bad day at the office. It's a bad day at the office. I need your help. Sean T, hey, I'm finna play him hard. I need you over top of me.
Yeah.
Leave Sean Springs over there by himself. I need your help today. All right?
Oh, my God.
So they're gonna,
I never get tired of you giving Sean a hard time, by the way.
listen, that's my dude.
I know.
That's my running mate. He's the best Robin I ever had.
He's a great dude.
To
Sean's
my
great.
Batman, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's them the things you have to do. And I think people don't understand it's such a thin line because we're always trying to find an edge. All right, Fred Smoot don't like to check comebacks because he play high and don't like to get beat deep. Where they gonna run comebacks on me until I stop it?
Yeah.
All right,
right.
so they go football.
Do you ever feel out? I think this is an interesting topic because I love the position of cornerback.
Yeah.
I really love the mentality because you have to be. You are going to get beat.
You are organized chaos
Yes.
at its finest. And that's why I labeled myself. Like, if I had my clique, my way, that's the new thing they do now, I would just have the Joker. Because if you don't have the Joker's mentality of chaos and controlling it and not caring what the outcome is, you cannot be the villain you need to be because as a corner, you're a villain. You cheat, steal, and lie at all times. That's what you do playing this position. And if you get beat 50 yards for the first quarter, for a touchdown, 25 in the second, you have to still be insane.
And you can still lock it down.
Yeah, you got to be insane to the point where you're laughing. You're laughing when things are going so bad. But in your mind, you also know, I got to forget that.
Yeah.
I got a game to play. So it comes with part insanity because you need it to have that level. And that's why most civilized people don't groom your kids to be defensive backs.
Yeah.
It's a hard life.
When you're talking about what you can get away with and what you can't, because, look, it's a physical game. You're always going to be physical.
I'm always trying to get away with
But
stuff.
have you – right. So as a game has gone on or you feel like you know how the game is going to be officiated,
Yes.
then you say, all right, they're going to call this loose. I'm going to do more here.
Man, we used to do scouting. We scouted referees.
Did you really?
We scouted crews. All right, we know this crew, they like to call a lot of pass interference. I'm going to be a little bit more less aggressive. All right, so we scout crews, and we know who's known to do what and call what. Oh, this crew right here, they let the game play out. Oh, do they? Is that right? Is that right? And we got who this week, Plexico? I'm going to be in his hip pocket. I'm going to force him to call pass interference.
Yeah.
They not prone to do it. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more sticky, hold, whatever you want to call, whatever it takes to survive. So just like they do a scout report on us, we do a scout report on them. So it's a double-edged sword when you're talking right there, G.
I want to talk some college football with you.
Yeah,
it's
please
bowl
do.
season. Let's pay some bills first, then we'll do it.
We can pay them bills.
All right.
Get Loud Podcast is brought to you by Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with parlays. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's up to you. Download Bet365 app today. Join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Oh, you got to try. NWAA. You know I like to travel now. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. That was written so well right there. We dream of a place anywhere in the world, and in a blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
Beautiful.
DeVito. Right there. DeVito.
Oh, we're going to get to Tommy.
No,
we're going to get to Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, you most definitely.
Jane Daniels, LSU, Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
You're a college football guy like I am. And
Smoot got I was up for the Heisman a little bit now. As a
had
DB,
a little bit.
A little bit. They had a Smoot for Heisman campaign because they had a Deuce for Heisman campaign.
Did they really?
Deuce McAllister
was
up for that Ole Miss. So the only way to fight it was Smoot for Heisman, most definitely.
Did you think about it?
I did, and my coach, we tried to make a little run for it. That's why he let me play offense. My last year of school. So we tried to make a run for it, but the Heisman one of them things is with you forever.
They're not going to give it to a DB. I mean, I know Charles Woodson won.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I was watching a special on that, and I lived it because this is my senior year of high school.
Okay.
I'm what you call a Deion disciple at the time. All right? Everything I do is by Deion's measure.
Yep.
And I remember watching that year, watching Charles Woodson. And I was like, he's the blessing to defensive backs.
It was so good.
Oh, so good. Made only the plays that need to be made. And then I looked at that Heisman race. 3 yellow jackets. How many times?
Didn't he beat Peyton that year?
Yes. You got Peyton Manning, God's gift.
Yep.
To quarterback. Randy Moss.
Oh, was that Randy's year?
The anomaly.
I forgot about
the
that.
Anomaly. Then you got Charles Woodson, Mr. Do-It-All. And then you got the odd man out of the NSYNC group. Ryan Leaf. Yes. Ryan Leaf. And when I watched that breakdown, Ryan Leaf, even in college, he dressed like he didn't care for the game.
Yep.
He had this attitude, and they asked him, I heard a lot of people don't like you. How you feel about that? He's like, I don't like them either. He had this attitude about him. And you got Peyton over here. Yeah, no problem. Kissing babies and doing all this. And then you got this outlaw over here. I think that could have been, that 97 group could be the best Hall of Fame class, of all time.
That's a good
There's
one,
man. 3 yellow jackets out of 4. 3, and this ain't no transferring. I went to Tennessee.
And I'm staying.
I'm staying at Tennessee. I represent Michigan football, Mr. Woodson. That's who they are. So when I look at this Heisman, the race, it didn't feel underwhelming because I thought Marlon Harrison had a good year. And
Michael Penix was very good.
it's just that I think with the transfer portal,
I was just going to ask you about that. Has that hurt the game?
I think it has. Because who is that Heisman belong to? Does it belong to Arizona State? Does it belong to LSU?
Yeah.
Where's your connection to?
Yeah.
What's the reason why? Who groomed you to win this Heisman? Because he had to think ASU, just like he had to think LSU. It's different because we're not seeing these guys groom and sit behind people and then become a T. Martin after Peyton Manning.
And also, where's your allegiance? Like, Jane Daniels is going to be LSU Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
But remember JT Daniels?
Yeah.
Started USC, and he was supposed to be the next great USC quarterback. Goes to Georgia, doesn't make it at Georgia, goes to what? West Virginia. And then goes to Rice, and then a few weeks ago, he retired because of concussions. What is his school?
No. What? Who is your alumni base?
Yeah.
Like, who are you tied to? Like, this is what the future has to go off of. No, I'm a hybrid. I am a Wolverine Trojan. Like,
right.
No, man. You represent us. Like, they got to think about it. I think this is what we're losing. And I think eventually they're going to have to slow the portal down.
Yep.
And say you can only transfer once. You can only transfer twice.
Yeah.
You got to wait a year. So they got to do something.
Yeah.
Because it's out of hand. I could only wonder how it feels to be a pro scout. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at this dude at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he didn't graduate last year. Where is this dude?
Yeah.
He's in Missouri. Like I know it's making their job hard, but I know it's making that alliance hard. But this Heisman Trophy race, it just felt a little bit underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe because Caleb wasn't in the mix.
Yeah.
Drake May. Like, so how's it like some of your the top talent is not in the Heisman race? And I think that took some of the lust out of it. And not only is some of your top guys not in the Heisman race, none of the guys are playing it for the national championship.
Oh, Penix is. Well, he was.
Penix is.
Yeah.
Penix is, but
everybody else, yeah.
Yeah, Caleb, like, so I think that took some of the air out of it. And Jaden Daniels, I think he's a good player. I thought he had a great year.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
But I thought winning came with the Heisman. I thought winning came with the Heisman. LSU ain't won.
It's true.
They ain't won. So what I'm saying is, it felt blah.
Yeah.
Because usually when Heisman, I can't wait to turn the channel.
Yeah.
Who got that Heisman? And I love seeing the players that smile try to pick the trophy up. Lord, Devontae Smith picked it up. Oh! It got away like 200 pounds. Like me, I just would have turned that thing around. Listen, I love to see it, but I don't know. How did you feel about it?
I mean, Daniels was overwhelming. Anna put the stat down, and I got to make sure I get it right. Thank you, Anna. Great job here. She always does a great job. Total offensive yards per game.
Yeah.
412.2. 74 yards better than the next best player.
No.
He was unstoppable.
He deserved it, but when I say Heisman, all Heisman Trophy people, the people that won it, have a Heisman moment.
Yes.
Desmond Howard.
Oh,
Heisman
the best
moment.
Heisman moment
Even
ever.
RG3. Heisman moments.
Yep.
And this is what this reminds me of. Like Jaden Daniel, even talent-wise, reminds me of RG3. Body build, RG3.
Yeah.
Look at the year RG3 won it. Stats, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I kind of graded off of that.
Did you see I think it was the picture that went viral right after Jaden won the Heisman Trophy, and you mentioned Arizona State. Remember when he left Arizona State, what they did? This was under Herm Edwards, and they were this is when the portal was first getting started, and he got in the portal, and his teammates cleaned out his locker. They were calling him a loser for leaving the Sun Devils, and he goes to LSU and wins the Heisman.
First of all, Sun Devil family.
Come on.
He left to go to the SEC.
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is not softball. I know y'all kill in softball, but this is the football. You never get mad when people upgrade. So just because somebody upgrade, you can't get mad.
Right.
It's life. Mm-hmm. They can't get mad because that man upgrade. I don't want to sit here and lose with y'all at Arizona. Think about this. If he put up these same stats at Arizona State, do he win the Heisman?
No, because they'd lose a ton of games.
Thank you. And they'll be like, nah, your stats are inflated because you come from behind each and every game. So I'm sorry. Never get mad when people go up a level.
Yeah.
Like, I congratulate. I do not hate.
I'm going to pay some bills.
All right.
Then we got to talk about Tommy DeVito.
Yes, we do. The Vooch.
Honda, guys. Have I talked to you about Honda?
Yeah,
You got to feel the power. A couple times. You got to feel the power of the Honda CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid, Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet. Find adventure in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, Honda's most rugged SUV in history, or experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic with an available turbocharged engine if you want it. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you. See your local Honda dealer today. And come on now.
Come on.
SeatGeek, it's official. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of your Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. SeatGeek is the newest member of the Commanders family because we're family.
Yeah, we all family, brother. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. That's what I'm talking about. We're family.
Fam.
If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it because you will hear it a lot more this season and into the new year. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games or any other live event in the DMV, SeatGeek is the place to do it. The official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. So Commanders fans,
SeatGeek,
can
thank you,
fan.
because I'm going to see Taylor Swift perform on the moon, and they found me tickets. I'm going with Elon Musk. I'm catching a ride with him.
Oh, all right. What is it? SpaceX? You're going to go up there?
SpaceX, Z and Y. You know, whatever it takes.
Tommy DeVito.
DeVito, listen. This is what I've learned.
Okay.
When you're having a losing season in the NFL, the only thing can save a losing season to fill your story is a winning story.
This is a great story.
This is New Yorkers saying, we are New York.
Tommy Cutlets.
Listen to me. At the end of the day, even with the side, this New York. He represents them. MetLife will be packed with a losing team because of a movement.
Yep.
All right? And that's what you need when you just don't have the product to put on the field and you need a story to beat that product.
So true.
DeVito has been that story. Listen to me. This man, no matter what goes on, has cemented himself. All right? He represents a whole class of people.
Question.
All right? You don't need anybody else there. It's going to be Italians everywhere in there representing for they man. He's their man. And then the agent.
This cat.
Let's give him a name. I think his name is Polly. Come on. Let's get this guy a name. Let's get this guy a name. It has to be just what you think the name?
I read it earlier today. I forgot it. Did you know his agent is going into the Italian American Hall of Fame in Chicago, I think this weekend? I swear to God.
It's going to be packed.
Oh, my God, yes.
He just was a star for 3 seconds with the NFL. He just was a star.
Sean Stellato.
Is that not right? Is that not?
That's right.
They probably call him Big Sean.
Thank you, Anna.
Big Sean.
Yeah.
Big Sean Stellato. All right, listen. Hey, just imagine getting on the phone, they hitting up DeVito. Yeah, what you doing anyway? I'm going with Big Sean Stellato. I'm like, you coming back? Let's take a boat trip. I'm not taking a boat trip with Stellato. Like, not me. No. Stellato, if you want to meet me, it's going to have to be on 3rd Street.
In public.
In public. I'm not doing it with you. But, boy, the look of it, the vision of it, I love stories. That's always been my thing.
Story.
This is a great story, no matter what his career turns out to be.
His family was outside the stadium handing out cutlets and pasta before the game.
And guess what? I bet they didn't have none left.
They did not.
They did not have none left. This is a cultural thing here.
Yeah.
Like, everybody loves cultural representation.
Yeah.
Like, it's the ultimate flatter. Like, because when you do it, when you achieve, I achieve.
Right.
That's why I love it so much. Like, listen, ride it out the rest of the season.
Sure.
Hey, listen, I should be scared to go to a Giants game right now with Stellato and the rest of the boys sitting there. Like, think about walking up there and I got on Washington stuff, and I'm just walking past the line. Nothing but Italians. You know you should take that off, right? No problem. I'm a Giants fan anyway.
And here's the thing. He will – look, Daniel Jones is starting quarterback. They paid him. When he's healthy, he'll start. But he'll always – and who knows what's going to happen with this guy. But he'll always have this.
You know why I don't like Daniel Jones. You know it, right?
No, I don't.
Because his name too regular to be a quarterback. Now, I'm riding with DeVito.
You know, they call him Danny Dimes.
No, call him Danny Dimes. His name Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
real estate agent.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. School counselor. Like, listen, Daniel Jones, it's nothing, no aura around it.
Man, it's Daniel Jones.
I think with great quarterbacks, it needs to be an aura around you.
Yeah.
Certain names tell me certain careers. And I looked at Daniel Jones and I was like, I love him as an athlete. He's faster than most people think he is. He can throw the ball. But his name is Daniel Jones. All right? That's like pulling up to a gas pump and putting in regular unleaded. It's the same thing. Can I have $20 of Daniel Jones? Like, listen to me. Then you got a guy, DeVito, behind you. The name different. All right, great quarterback.
DeVito hits.
Joe Montana hits. Steve McNair hits. Even RG3 hits. Like, it's something about Eli Manning. Ta-da! Like, who is he? Like,
hey, see, this is why you were meant to be a pro football player.
Yeah.
Smooth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It rocks Cooley. It came off the same way. Yeah. Like, it's just something about a name that has star power. And Daniel Jones ain't got no star power.
No, it's true.
DeVito got star power. And the fun thing about DeVito, I think what he's doing this year, he's probably going to be the backup quarterback there for like the next 12 years.
Let him do it.
That's the best job in
The
football.
pride of Jersey.
All right,
This
listen.
guy will never buy another meal. Have to
Never
buy
again.
another drink.
He's not gonna buy another drink. He's basically Frank Sinatra.
You're not, I mean,
I'm
I know.
serious. Right now, he's the modern day. Imagine walking down the street with DeVito.
oh my God.
The only person that can walk down right beside him right now and get just as much pull in him is Broadway Joe.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
And
it.
he'll probably have on like a fur coat with no shirt on, chest hairs out.
And here's the thing. You look at him, I'm like, that looks like a Tommy DeVito.
You know, he looks
Yeah,
like
that's Tommy DeVito.
I can see him literally eating his chicken cutlet with his hand up. Like, listen to me. I think it's a great story. I think it's good for the NFL. NFL lately been a league of stories, especially
Yes.
with the Taylor Swift and everything, a league of stories. And I think the DeVito story defines the Giants' 2023 year.
I want to ask you about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And
Patty.
old Patty Mahomes, unlike
That's
him.
another name. Patty Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
So we
Mahomes
know the drill
Amato.
by now. He was upset with that offsides call on
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
But I, at least personally, I thought this was out of character for him.
Yeah.
I understand that particular penalty isn't called often, but penalties, he was offside.
He earned the penalty.
He earned a penalty.
Yeah.
And then after the game, when I saw the way he treated Josh Allen, how many times has Josh Allen had to take the L in that series?
Yeah, many of times.
Many a time.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen's like, hope you stay healthy, whatever. And Patrick Mahomes like, worst ever call I've ever seen, and walks off. And I was like, all right, man.
Because we emotional. Like, the one thing I've already said that I didn't agree with is the fact that right after emotional adrenaline-filled 4 hours, you literally stick a camera in our face right after and you want clear answers. We're going to give you Richard Sherman if you do that.
Yeah.
Because we are bottled with emotions right now. I'm sure if Patrick had time to just cool off, he would have been fine. But in that moment, he's oblivious.
Yeah.
He's out there. I'm mad. And he came back and he apologized.
Yeah.
He told her, he said, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything like that to you. You had nothing to do with the call. So at the end of the day, when everything calms down, then I think the mic should be put in your face. But then we are raw emotion at its finest. Right?
But you have to be emotional to play this game.
If you're not emotionally in love with the game, we don't want you on our team.
Right.
So us as teammates would have been like, he'll be all right. And he's so grown and so there that he got up and said, that was my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was between me and the refs. And guess what? Tony was outside. Like, it wasn't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, we're mad at the referees when they don't make a call, but then when they make a call that's correct, we're mad at them.
Right.
Like, the job is almost impossible. So I thought the refs did their job right there. Maybe you get Tony to line up correctly.
Right.
We won't be in this spot. Great play call, by the way. Great play call.
Yeah. And my favorite part of that, too, was I heard someone say, if you look throughout the game, Tony was lining up offsides all game. They never called. I'm like, then he was getting away with it.
And then they were probably warning him because they do a good job of that.
Yeah.
Hey, wide receiver, I need you to step back an inch.
Yeah.
You've been across the line a couple of times. Hey, corner, I need you to step back an inch. You're a little bit too close. Your helmet lined up in the red. On the line of scrimmage. They tell you these things, and Tony, yet and still, went out there and did it. When are the wide receivers, and I think this is what Mahomes is frustrated about, when the wide receiver going to start letting him down? When is his wide receivers going to stop letting him down?
I think he's projecting because the Chiefs, look, it's always going to be Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
We've seen drops. We've seen an offsides penalty. They are not as dangerous as they have been.
And guess what? Maybe it's just fatigue of going championship game, Super Bowl. Your team gets fatigue.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder we've not had many back-to-back champions. It's just so hard to do, and maybe they in the fatigue zone right now.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. All right. This weekend.
Yeah.
Commanders.
La La
Rams,
Land.
La La Land. We finally get some football. What is the key to this team? I'm not talking about staying close.
Yeah.
Getting a dub.
It's all about Coach Rivera and his defense.
Okay.
If you cannot stop the Rams from scoring, you do not have a chance. And we on the road. One thing you cannot do, cannot let them start fast, defense. Have to make plays on special team, 75% made of defense. All right. Keeping Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp out the end zone, defensive backfield. I think the defense, you win games on the road with your defense. Your offense just your traveling companion at that time. What can we do? Can we control the line of scrimmage with John Allen, Deron Payne? Jamie Davis not playing. Who fills in that gap? Cam Curl, can he make plays? So one thing we know about Sean McVay, he's going to go in and find your weaknesses.
Yeah.
And he's going to come out and he's going to attack them over. The one thing I learned about watching Sean McVay, if the play works in the first quarter, you're going to see it in the second, third, and the fourth.
Right.
He's going to repeat it, and he's going to keep coming at you. So can Coach Rivera's defense go out here and make plays? We need at least 4 or 5 sacks.
Yep.
We need a turnover. We haven't had an interception in 7 weeks.
Has it been that long?
It felt like it's been the early 60s. All I'm saying is this. We got to go get the ball back, Jinx.
Yeah. Let's stun everyone. Let's get a much-needed dub. Commanders win.
Yeah.
McRibs all the way around.
Listen, you win this game, McRibs on me. I'm going to rain McRibs. Mm-hmm.